For many people, asthma is caused by inhaling allergens such as pollen or house dust mite. But what happens during an asthma attack? With the help of the allergen CIC, we can perform an allergen inhalation challenge. We can plot the drop in lung function against time after allergen inhalation. Upon allergen inhalation, the allergen binds to cells in the airways, which release mediators that cause airway contraction. This is called the early asthmatic response. This drop in lung function resolves on its own. However, hours later, immune cells from the blood enter the airways and release their own mediators, causing a longer-lasting airway contraction. This is called the late asthmatic response. Let's recruit people that have this dual response and test new drugs that can attenuate the late asthmatic response. That's what the allergen CIC does, but the problem is that half of the people don't get the late response, just the early response. Is this the best screening tool we have? Unfortunately, yes. Can a blood test predict whether an asthmatic individual is likely to develop the late response? We won't know until we try. Excellent! We can measure RNA molecules and see if their levels differ between early and dual responders. But how? We can use RNA sequencing technology, where RNA molecules are broken into fragments called reads, and their sequence of bases is determined. By aligning reads to known sequences of genes, we can determine how much a gene is expressed. Gene transcripts that best discriminate early and dual responders will form a biomarker panel. But how will we know if our biomarker panel will work in new subjects? We will use cross-validation. We will divide the dataset into equal parts. We will leave one part aside and develop a biomarker panel on the remaining parts. We will predict the response of the subjects we have not seen and compare our prediction to the truth to get the error rate. We will repeat the procedure until we have used up all the parts. The final biomarker panel will then be built from transcripts that appear most frequently amongst the cross-validation panels. Amazing! This blood test may lead to better screening procedures. It may also identify novel targets for asthma therapy. Finally, this blood test may be useful in other allergic conditions such as allergic rhinitis and skin reactions.